Hello, everybody, and welcome to Survivor with Jamie, Jack, and Colleen. My name is Colleen.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Jeff, and I have a hand in picking every survivor. Probably have the final say on picking every survivor. I'm in on the interviews, but yet when they hit the beach, I don't know their names. And also, our intro song is a lot longer than theirs.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I must admit, I also noticed that today too. I didn't type it down, but I did take note. I was like, why is he like you in the thing and you in the thing when he very clearly knows who everybody is? But
I know I meant to say that. I know I meant to say that last season and forgot, but this season I go, okay, that's the only note I took. How does Jeff not remember their names?
For anyone who didn't know, Jack is in this for the long game.
Yes.
But anyway, we had the premiere of season 43 of Survivor tonight. It was 2 hours. My worst possible scenario came true. I am very disappointed, but I did love that we got a lot of character background development story.
Yeah, we did.
And even when it came down to the final tribal council, or the tribal council rather, I still had this moment of, well, honestly, we really haven't heard much from either of them, but we did hear more from one of them. So does that mean he's the one going home? And then
where are they tricking us? Where are they directing us?
Yeah.
Right.
So, I don't know. I very much I enjoyed it. I don't know if we're going to necessarily get great gameplay this season based on what we saw on the first episode, but I think
it was a little shaky.
Yeah, but I think we're
a little messy.
Big personality.
I would have voted Gabler off. Is it Gabler?
Gabler, yeah.
I kept writing Stabler in my notes for the
from SVU.
Yes. So I kept writing Stabler, and then at one point they actually because we do the closed captionings, and they showed Stabler because I guess his voice was off screen. And I was like, oh, I think I might have to go back and change all my notes.
He seems like a really good guy, but he seems like a loose cannon.
He's a mess. Okay, there's this thing that happens where it's like no one over the age of 51 has won, and it's because they all play like you. You come in and they have these weird ideas about fairness and honorableness.
I gotta relate to the younger kids. No, you don't.
No. Just
he's kind of right, though. I think he did at some level have to relate to them. I mean, it's just tough.
Yeah.
Well, you do, but the older people won because they were crafty.
That's it.
Don't forget at the end.
Take the win where you have it. You have an idol. Don't tell them you're gonna roll.
Yeah, I mean, it's like going because you're. It's not as bad as Debbie, but when you have someone that is not thinking the same, you're in alliance. You got to think together, right? Yeah. He's like, okay, I'm going to lose my vote. I'm going to do this, and they're like going, no, we need your vote. No, we need your vote. It's like,
yeah.
I didn't want to. I really liked that tribe. I didn't want to see anyone go home.
I know.
The
problem is, I liked all of the tribes and everyone on it, with the exception of a very small handful of people.
Yes, there's a lot of really likable people in this.
And the one that we said was not a nice person, I thought she was very nice.
Justine.
I
don't throw. I can't. I don't trust that girl yet. I don't trust her yet.
Justine or just, what do people call her? Jason, whatever.
Oh, she said people call her Justin because her name is Justin to me, because she and NECA bonded over the fact that they both had names that when you wanted to have a boy, but you ended up having a girl.
Yes.
Right. I thought she
Yep.
was pleasant. She started fire. I kept waiting. I mean, it's early.
Yep.
It's early.
Yep.
She could
Well,
go off
also,
at any
yeah,
point.
there's no reason for us to see anything unfavorable too much about those tribes because right now it's just learning about them. But we didn't learn a whole lot about her either. So I
No.
don't know what that means for her, time in the game. We also we didn't see a lot from, is it Cody? Except for we saw the ass tattoo. So
Cody
Yeah.
Assmaker breaking through the barriers of Survivor, but
and you
she's
know
on
something?
first day.
That ass tattoo got the episode title. So kudos to you, man.
Hey, yeah,
I mean,
yeah, you do what you got to do.
even if he got voted off first, his tattoo was the name of the episode, and that in my book is truly a win.
Oh, so Cody. Oh, that's who asked. I go. Who's ass maker? I couldn't remember who it was. And he's the one with the ass tattoo.
Yes, there you go. You need to
Wow.
have the connection there to help you remember.
Yes.
Well, he was smart with the Flint, getting the Flint.
Yeah.
Yes. And he
Actually,
was,
I said it. I said it about a minute before that. I go, there's a hole in the top. Just use the top of the.
yeah.
See, this is why you should be out there. We keep trying to tell you.
I know. You know what? Screw me. Old people don't win this damn thing. Just vote me out.
I don't know what I'm doing here. Get me out of here.
Oh my goodness. But you could but kudos to the old people because the 3 people on Survivor this season over 30, over 40. Thumbs up so far.
Yes.
Good job. Way to go. We like what you do. So, what do you think about Elizabeth in this? I didn't see her coming through the gate so strong.
I did.
When we were. Did you? Did you
I
have
did.
a feeling?
I got that impression from her video.
Yeah.
She kind of strikes me as somebody that hashtags girl boss a lot. So
I'm trying to find Elizabeth. I can't remember all her
Ellie,
names.
the one that was her and Janine were at odds over whether it was Owen or Mariah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they mark her as L. So when I was first going through my papers, I'm just like, where is this person? Like, where do I have her marked? Do I have her merged? Where is L? And then I realized, I see what they
7.
did.
Yeah.
She had quite the brute cutout. No. What am I? I'm drawing a blank on who she is.
She's the brunette.
With the big green eyes.
Big green eyes.
She's the one whose sister died of a drug overdose.
Oh, yes. She was very good.
Yeah. The one that said, Gabler, sit down and shut up. You're staying.
Yeah.
Yes. It kind of sounds.
I have a way of handling people without them knowing it. Stop talking.
She's the Brene Brown in a wolf suit or whatever.
Yeah.
Or a wolf in a Brene Brown suit, rather.
She's a smart player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see how, she could be this season's Hay, where she runs the game till the merge, and then, somebody's like, oh, we got to get her out because she's deciding everything.
Unless she's a little more subtle.
Well, right now she's got her hands all over the place within the tribe, and they kind of, I think she just sort of stepped into a leadership role. So, do you think that they made the right choice going with Mariah over someone like Sammy? Who?
No,
he has
Sammy. Honestly, I thought that he was going to get some kind of, dodo 17, 18, 19, however old he is, 19-year-old edit. And the way that he solved the puzzle in the beginning with Bones, I was mega impressed.
Yep.
Yeah, I had no idea. I'm like going, okay, let me go start digging.
Yeah. But I was really impressed, and he came off really strong, and I'm okay with him being a younger person that doesn't get voted off.
But he was smart. He said he was 22, and to be honest, he doesn't look 19.
Yes.
No, he really doesn't.
And he didn't act 19. So
yes, he was kind of like the reverse CW star, where he was pretending to be older but was younger.
he was getting a little pissed at Gabler.
That's where I was wondering, how is that going to pan out in the long run? Like, if you're right off the bat and you're losing your cool,
that's where his youth. He's probably very competitive, and when he could have probably have done it by himself.
Yeah,
And
that's what I thought with all of those. Like, this is seriously a one-person job. Like, it would be more difficult.
Well, that's what made it so challenging, is you had to work together.
You have to work it. You have to work together, and he was getting, and Gabe was like, "Dude, I'm not doing anything."
Yeah, and I was explaining to Zach, because he was just like, why are they having such trouble? And I was like, because on challenges like this, like anytime you have in doing any kind of game like this, you can't let your adrenaline like make you get jerky or want to do it fast or shaky. Like, it is a slow and steady. Like, if you go slow, and even if somebody next to you is going really fast, you have a better odds of winning, because you have to control the ball, and you can't control the ball if it goes fast. And I was trying to explain it to him, but like,
so hopefully he tones it down, because if he doesn't, he'll be voted out.
Yeah, well, it's one of those pressure cooker, situations. Like, it requires a little bit of strength, but mostly it's psychological. So, and
it was a tough challenge. I mean, it wasn't like last year with the ball almost killing people, but by the time you get to the end, you're tired. And one dude lost his pants.
Yes.
Oh my God! Zach and I were laughing at that. Zach was like,
I said, "God, I hope he has pants on." Oh, good, he has something underneath. All right. Good.
I know. He's like, "Oh my God, that guy lost his pants!" And I was typing notes, and I looked up, thinking I was going to see like an ass tattoo.
We got another ass maker.
Miami Mike says Samuel.
It was James, right? James Jones.
It was James. I'm pretty sure it was James. I wrote it down somewhere in my notes. It's so awkward in the beginning when you're still not positive of everybody's names, and you're like, please, just every time they talk, please show their names.
Show their name. Yeah, James Jones, the chess player.
Yes.
I like him a lot.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
There's a lot of likable people.
There is.
That's why I think this season might be more character heavy than gameplay heavy. It doesn't. So far, we haven't, seen anybody be like, other than Mordor, Gabler, Stabler, whatever his name is. Other than him.
Well, you didn't see anybody go looking for an idol.
Yeah, no one ran off looking for it.
I mean, if they did, we didn't see it. Of course, they kind of made it tougher, because when you got back, the two teams that lost, they had to complete something else before they could go to the next, before they could even start their shelter.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you guys think about the Shipwreck Island being out and having the sacks at the rock? I don't know what to call it. There's not a good trade-off name. Shipwreck Island was perfect.
Sacks at the rock. Or do they risk their vote?
Yeah.
Yes. The big rock in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool they had to wait over there. Whatever.
And again, I would not want to go, because what did you? They all had to tell what happened, right?
Yeah.
And I was surprised at how both of them actually was like, look.
Yeah, they were just right up front. Like, they didn't even contemplate being sneaky about it. At least,
Gable reacted.
No, the howling. Oh,
yeah. So it wasn't much of a secret.
No, it really wasn't.
Oh, he must have lost his vote. No.
So happy about it. He's so super happy about it. But I did like them having to wade across I guess it's kind of like tide pools. I don't know, the water, whatever. It was different than the hill walk, and I suppose they have to leave that.
When the rocks are all slimy, it is dangerous.
Yeah, and sharp, and
when you hit that, it's like hitting wet ice.
Yeah,
you're gonna go down. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
No.
It reminded me of the time that I waded through a swamp for a geocache in chest waded my foods. Jack knows this story. He makes fun of me every so often for it, but I did it, and it was gross.
I
did it.
I got the geocache and 17 diseases, but I got it.
You listen, you do what you got to do. You have to get the little check mark by the location. You have to.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it is? It's just a check mark?
Well,
it's a
it's
smiley face.
yeah, it's a little face. You got and then it'll have like a list of how many other people have found it, and you want to be a part
And
of it. You want to be a part of that group.
plus, it's like a camaraderie thing. It was me and like
Yeah.
other people, and we were all, like, look out for the copperheads and the water moccasins. And,
Yeah. Oh, the
yeah.
friendly snakes.
Yeah,
good
the
time.
nice ones, the friendly ones.
Anyway, this is not about me. I did like the challenge. The opening challenges very rarely hold my attention, to be honest, because I'm just trying to
Right.
figure out, watch everybody's reactions to each other. But
I mean, and legit, we're gonna be hard pressed to have an opening challenge again that's as hilarious as Hyde dousing himself in
himself.
fake blood.
yes, I was just gonna say.
I cut myself.
Wish.
There was one thorn, and it got the blood all over me.
It just hit me right about here.
And who was it? Was it oh my goodness, I can't find it in my notes because I took so many, but who was it that was trying to chop use the machete?
Oh,
and
it was
start the fire, the flint, and was bleeding.
It was Buttmaster.
It was, yes, it was. It was
Ass maker. Not
Ass
maker. Yes, it was ass maker.
Butt maker, ass maker, whatever his name is. Cody.
Buttmeister's pretty funny too.
I'm Mr. Buttmeister. I'm Mr. Fun.
Sure you are, Cody.
I think the problem with Cody, his game's going to be he talks too much.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a little chaotic.
And he talks too much smack.
Yeah, he does. And like he said, he was all, the waste of water. You don't dry that fast, and well, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially if you're coming back on a boat where the wind's blowing on you. Yeah, you're gonna be dry.
He's a guy at the party, right? That holds the beer bong, like walks around with it. Like this is his role.
Yes. 100%, yes.
I mean, I like him, but he's if he's gonna talk that much, it's gonna come back to bite him in the ass.
See, it all works. It all
because you can't, especially the first couple days, you can't be that.
No,
you got to be a little under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, he's got a little rabble rouser energy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide whether or not we're being set up for a Cody Justine showdown, like the showdown of the salesmen.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or if this was just a thing to throw us off and show him, for who he is.
Just go barking down the trails. Yeah.
Yes. I forgot to mention, we are joined live in the chat. We have Ro, we have Chris, we have Ralph, we have Miami Mike, we have Elena, we have more people that have said hello. So hello to everybody out there.
Hello.
Hello.
Speaking of ass maker, Chris, to the tune I'm gonna go with, to the tune of Matchmaker, ass maker, make me an ass.
Let's hope Cody doesn't get voted out right away, because
I know we
need
him for a minute.
He's Debbie. Is he our Debbie?
No, nobody's Debbie.
That's true. Debbie was truly one of a kind.
Hashtag one of a kind.
Maybe the worst player ever.
She's up there. She's up there.
I don't know if she was the worst player ever, but
sure. Well, she's definitely
worst
the
memorable player ever.
She had the longest resume of anyone in the history of the world.
Yeah, in the human race.
When I was a crime fighter, my
God.
cape fell off one time. I was jumping anyway.
Oh God, what a joy she must have been to edit, though.
Yes.
What didn't we see?
We cannot miss a moment.
Oh
But
my
am I the only one that thought Cassidy looked like the redheaded girl from Stranger Things? When she had her hair to put, I kept looking at her going,
Yeah.
Sadie Sink is the actress's name.
she
She looked like someone, and I couldn't quite place her. And now I'm gonna have to look next week to see if that's what it was.
That might be it.
She looked like someone, and
I kept looking at her going, she looks like, I go, oh, the girl on Stranger Things. And my wife's just looking at me because she doesn't watch Survivor or Stranger Things.
There goes Jack talking about asses and makers. And I don't even know what he's talking about anymore.
Who's this ass maker you're talking about?
In the picture as your background, who is the person that is to your, so not NECA, but the other person to your, it's my right, so your left, I guess.
Right here?
The blonde?
The blonde.
That's that's the one you guys that she was not a nice person, right?
No, that's to the top of the screen. The one that kind of
okay. Down here?
Trump hybrid, yeah.
That's the
Is that who you're talking about, Cassidy?
No, Cassidy is
on the Mariah side of your screen.
Oh, her?
Yes.
Yeah, right above Sammy.
I think so, but she has like red hair on the.
Yeah, she looks different in that.
Because in that picture, she looks like Taylor Swift.
A little bit.
Not
Cassidy Clark is her name.
Yes. She had the superhero name.
Yeah, okay. Scooch to your other way. No, the other way. Yeah.
Your other way.
This guy looks a little like Don Jr. But anyway.
He does kind of look like
he does. I didn't notice it before. I'm like going,
The one below Mariah and above Ellie, right?
Yeah, right there.
Oh my God! And the one that's next to Jesse, is that his name? That's next to Ellie looks like Matt Gaetz. Okay, I can't unsee any of these things.
What's Gabler doing here? They couldn't get a better picture.
Yeah, why does everybody else have this like great like lighting, and they just took a picture of him with a trail cam?
Yeah.
They probably asked everybody to send in their own pictures, and that's the one he sent in.
That could be.
He was like, I'm going to learn what these young people call selfies.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had one that had the names. I guess I uploaded the wrong one.
So let's see here.
You'll have to join us live next week, everybody, if you want to see. But we got to talk about the actual episode, the actual game.
Carla seemed a lot sweeter than I figured she would be. Like just reading her bio, she was
wonderful.
Who's that?
Carla, the one that's from San Diego.
Oh yeah.
The one who she wasn't close to her wife's family originally because she didn't know if they would accept them or not.
Right. She went to the
bonded with Gio because they were both gay people of Hispanic descent.
Yes.
Yeah. Little Gio. He was great too.
Yeah. He said he hadn't seen his parents in a while, right?
I know. Oh, yes. He hadn't seen his family in a long time. All the characters, like there really was a lot of really great backstories that we saw with people.
Yeah. And I like that we got the majority of them like all in one like mini episode rather than interrupting gameplay to tell us little moments. It was nice just kind of getting that like that package reel of everybody.
It was, and it did make it a lot easier to keep track of who was who. So even if I can't remember somebody's name, it's easy to describe them, and you're like, oh yeah, that person.
Yeah, that person. And she went to Berkeley, and so did the former gang member
Jesse.
Jesse, who went not only to Berkeley but then went to Duke.
When I told Zach that he lived in Durham and then he gave his monologue about how he was at Berkeley and then Duke, I was like, see, mommy knows things.
I forgot he was a former gang member when he said when they said you had a face tattoo. I went, I said, oh, that's right. He probably had a gang symbol on his face and had to have it removed.
Yeah.
But
turned his life around.
I mean, we're talking Berkeley and Duke. Those are not easy schools to get into.
Right? Kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, there were so many people that we saw tonight that I truly loved.
Yeah.
That it's going to be, when we have to pick our winner's pick at the end, it's going to be really hard to do a winner's pick, I think. Like,
Yeah.
we're going to have to talk through this more, because if you told me right now, I would do that thing for 5 minutes that Jay absolutely hates when I do when we're doing Survivor. I truly don't know.
Like, I don't know. I loved Owen. I mean, I felt pretty good about Owen, but then when they went to Tribal, I decided that I really loved him when he was like, "Hey, I've got enough to be proud of at home. Like, we're in Survivor."
Yeah.
Yes, I was
yes.
like, is he getting that Zach kiss of death? Because remember when Zach got off first last season, and Jeff even like let him say certain lines,
Yep.
and we're like, oh yeah, this dude's coming home.
But then you saw Owen when he got that vote. Goes, I didn't communicate enough.
Yep.
He was worried.
I
Yeah.
feel pretty good about his game. I don't know that if he's going to be at the end, but I think he's a player that is going to adapt and grow. Like, I can see his game already shifting. So I'm kind of excited to watch his.
Well, who was it? It was who's the 19? Brian? Who's a 19-year-old?
Sammy.
Sammy. He's saying he's smarter than he's letting on. Because remember,
Yeah.
Sammy didn't want to let on that he was smart.
Yes.
Right.
But he let it on pretty early, because honestly, it was pretty baller solving that challenge.
For sure.
Yeah.
I would have never.
Well,
Yeah.
the worst part is, I don't know how long they were sitting there trying to figure it out, but when the people are watching it at home, we sat there for 2 hours and you knew it right away. We could have started on our shelter 2 hours early and you knew it right away.
It's like 73 mosquito bites that I needn't have had.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that was I think that one was a lot trickier than the triangle challenge.
Yes.
But so we had the other tribe decided, no, we're gonna dig. We're going for the physical. That didn't seem like that was very hard. I thought I don't think that compared to like the carrying the buckets of water.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well, I think
God.
Ryan had a good idea with the X.
Yeah, it was a great idea.
There was gas. But you know what? That sweat also included a little bit of savvy. And I like that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. It's not easy digging in the sand, especially when you don't have a shovel.
Yeah, well, yes, as we saw when Janine tried to dig in the sand during the challenge.
Yeah, and I said I was waiting for her to have a panic attack, because I was having a panic attack.
I was too.
Get out of there! Get out of there! Get out of there!
Are we getting the first person buried alive on Survivor? Like,
and she cut the crap out of her chin. First, I thought it was mud. I go, oh, she must have hit her chin on the.
She really messed it up.
The log going under.
I hate that challenge. Whenever they put that obstacle in any challenge, it's just like I immediately cannot breathe. Kudos to those who just fly through that. I cannot imagine what kind of power it takes to dig under there that fast, but I would be freaking out.
I've seen The Great Escape. It's kind of scary. So.
So who did we like? Who did we dislike? Who do we think are going to be emerge as the power players, at least pre-merge? I'm going to say I didn't love Cody, but I appreciate the fact that he might be a comedic relief.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't
TV.
Yeah. I think we're in it for the long haul with Ellie. I don't know if she's quite winner's material, but I think that she is making it to the merge. It's kind of tough on these episodes where everybody gets almost fair amount of treatment to kind of suss it out. I would not have guessed that Mariah was going home, and I am so upset about that. So
I didn't see it coming, but she must not have done well in the challenge. That's all I can.
Yeah. Do we think that Owen is going to go far based on what we saw tonight?
Usually, when the person survives the first vote, they tend to get the target off their back for whatever reason. And the only person that voted for him was the person that went home. So Mariah. Yeah,
that's very true.
I think it really just boils down to what the next tribal, like what tribe goes next. Because if it's his tribe again, then he could very well be thrown in the line of fire again.
Yeah, it'd probably be him or Sammy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and especially with Gabler having that, immunity.
Idle, yeah. Unless he
And
says,
does
you know what? I'm
really
not going to play it.
play it.
What
Did
a strategy, man. I don't know
How
if that would have been mine to be like, you know what? You can vote for me because I'm gonna play my shot in the
I'm
dark.
not gonna even use it. I think it's only good. Maybe I misheard it, but it seemed like it was only good for two tribals.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he can
it
only use it
was.
one more time.
And I
Okay.
think they said that James who lost their vote? Dwight. I'm sorry, Dwight
Dwight.
lost their vote for two tribals too, right? Like there was an
Yeah.
end date for
And people
That
know it
sucks for him.
yeah.
because
And
he told people.
I could see him, like, if his tribe went, I could see them targeting him, like, instantly. He
Yeah.
just that young personality that people just tend to be like, ugh, they get a little bit irritated by a little bit quickly. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, collapsing the shelter on somebody's head is not a great first.
And putting out the fire.
Yeah,
I see Sammy going home next because that tribe seems to appreciate strength, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I could see closer to the merge if they keep losing, somebody making a gamble and being like, you know what, we only have to get through this tribal and we're merging soon. Let's just cut the, people
Get 'em
that
out,
aren't
yep.
on our alliance or whatever.
I thought Lindsay had a good recovery after she.
Lindsay had a great recovery.
Yes.
And that's I think that actually goes to what I was telling Zach, where I was like, it's slow and steady, and she seemed to like refocus and be slow and steady, and
And she didn't do the thing where she comes back. I'm sorry, I lost that voice
Yes.
and stuff like that. It's just like because I think it helped her too. Is all three were struggling with it until Cody said, "Use the hole in the bamboo, the top of it."
Yes.
Yeah, I loved everybody like, that's so smart. That's so smart.
Because I said, oh, there's a hole in the top.
Yeah.
Yep.
Use the hole. Then it's like because that bamboo's not light, and you're holding it, and it goes up, and it's going up, and you have to get the.
When they were first sliding it, I was just like, this is really difficult. But then as soon as it was like, oh, there's a hole in there, like, you got this lickety split.
Of course, it's easy for me. I'm watching it on,
right. You didn't just, carry a bunch of blocks and.
Yeah. What was I thinking? Did they have to untie the blocks? Because I was thinking, just leave them tied together and.
Right, like a purse, a block.
Yeah,
purse.
I never heard him say you had to untie the blocks.
I swear I saw them untie the blocks. Did I miss?
No, they all untied them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't hear that you had to untie the blocks.
I thought it was a fun challenge because there were so many steps, and when you have different steps, there's always a chance for somebody else to like take the lead, and I really like that.
Yes,
but I actually did say to Zach midway through. No, actually, 75% of the way through, I was like, Zach, we have barely seen the yellow team in this challenge, which means I think they're going to lose. And then at the end, he was like, I was rooting for the blue team the whole time. So, at all.
He's learning.
He's smart.
Always.
Always vote for the winner and make your pick after
you go. But yeah. Hey, going back over to our chat, Miami Mike says, I would not go to a heart surgeon that had a goatee like Gabler, aka Stabler.
He's got something in there because when he went in the mud, it was like, and it wasn't Mariah.
Mariah was covered too.
Yeah, Mariah went like face first in the mud. I'm like going.
She looked awesome. Can I just say, like, if someone was going to look cool covered in mud, she looked really cool because you could just see the little flecks of rainbow in her hair. And it's like,
yes, I love her so much. I'm so upset that she went home.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking, I said, well, how do you wipe your eyes clean? Because it's all over. It's in her hands. It's in her. I was sitting there the whole time. I go, I wish they would have showed how. Maybe that's what slowed her up in the challenge.
Yeah,
she couldn't see.
Heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, she went across the balance beam first, though, didn't she?
Yes, she went across the balance beam and got the thing untied and opened it for everybody.
Maybe
else.
she cleaned her face with the guy's pants. that were laying there.
That was
Because someone goes, get your pants. And he's like, you can go back and get your pants anytime. Get up the damn.
Get
up there.
Yes. And kudos to the game creators for finally putting implementing a few new little tricks.
Yeah.
Like the widening of the balance beam was really cool. So I like how they're giving these players like alternate choices. Like there's choices to be made throughout the challenge. It's not just like run and jump over this thing until you get to the puzzle.
Right.
They're giving you these little stop moments to like help the rest of the team.
And there wasn't too much of it. There wasn't really like anything that was overly physical. I mean, you had the ladder, you had the human ladder, but you see Gabler take a running start.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, Gabler, if you're listening. I feel bad for you. You're a nice guy, but the running start, I said, oh my God.
It was a funny running start. And I can make fun of it because I would not have even gotten to the running start. So
I felt
his goatee weighed him down.
Yeah, I felt bonded. I do like that Jeff got to say one of his 5 favorite phrases, which is "There's a real learning curve."
Yes.
Yes, right off the bat, he's got it.
I do like Gabler though when he was talking about the challenge. He goes, you got this, you got Jeff in your ear.
You know what?
That was funny.
Other people have come off and said like, Jeff is a distraction at times. So I get that.
I couldn't imagine.
And
I'd probably throw something at him. Shut up.
Yeah. Was it what's his name?
Ozzy?
No. Oh my God, why am I blanking? His wife died.
His wife died.
He was in
His wife died.
Oh my God, why am I blanking? We love him. He's a fan favorite. And he basically was like, Jeff, shut up at one point. Not Pence, Penner. Penner.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
Penner used to argue with Jonathan Penner. Yes, used to argue with Jeff.
But could you imagine? I mean, you've been in sports or have had kids in sports, and you hear the coaches when they get like really ramped up and start yelling, and sometimes you're not like sure, like, are they yelling at this other? Are they yelling at me? Like it gets a little intense.
Because I used to, when I was reffing and the parents, especially with the younger kids, the parents are screaming, the coaches are screaming. I go, you realize that they just don't. They tune you out, and they can't hear you. Maybe when they get older, you can hear it because you're. But when you're younger, you're very good at tuning things out.
Yeah.
And so I would just sit there and go.
I am very aware. I am tuned out. Probably 90% of my day is spent being tuned out and trying to be tuned back in.
Because I know when I was reffing and the coaches were yelling at me or the parents, I may have acted like I didn't hear them, but I heard. I heard.
So we didn't.
Gladfelder.
We didn't get much from Ryan. That was one of them that we didn't get a whole lot of action from, like the warehouse director or whatever he is. Warehouse.
Yes. He came up with the X strategy, right?
Yeah. And then they were like, okay, well, that's enough out of you. So that makes me feel like he's going to move pretty far in. I don't know. I feel like they're like, don't pay too much attention to him right now.
Well, he had a great story too. And his mom making sure he had physical therapy was huge. So
yeah.
Yes, we got a lot of his backstory, and I really liked him. That was also another like, and one of the good things I think about Survivor is, it presents, a lot of different types of people. So when I first moved to Raleigh, the first 3 years I was here, I worked for an orthotics and prosthetics clinic. So seeing an above the knee amputee on Survivor Noel didn't faze me at all because I worked at Duke Hospital. They would come down, they would, get fitted, get their physical therapy to learn how to walk with it and blah, blah, blah. And it was something I took for granted. Like, oh, that's just a normal part of healthcare. And Zach, and had a lot of different questions, like how do you lose your leg? How do you get it attached? Like, how do you walk with it? What material is it made of? And I pulled up a couple of different things and showed him different prosthetics, what they look like while we were on commercial. But I think like he, went away with like a different view of,
And she had such a great attitude.
She had such a great attitude.
It happened after she applied.
I thought that was a really interesting.
And she said I could have pouted, but I just was gonna live life and do things I always wanted. Because I was gonna tell a story at the rink when I used to work at the rink. We had sled skaters that played sled hockey, and a lot of them don't have use of their legs, and or they've been in the war and the amputees. And the ZAM room was down where we kept the sleds. I finished making ice. I walk all the way down to the thing, and then the guy goes, "Hey, Jack, can you open up the sleds for me?" I go, "Sure." And so I'm walking all the way down there. I'm bitching and complaining. And then finally I stop myself. I go, "Am I really bitching and complaining that I'm walking down here?" I go, "What an idiot. Right? What an ass." And so from that point on, I never bitched about it again.
Yeah.
We finally found something to stop Jack from bitching.
No, I still bitch and complain about other things, but not. I was like, I go, that is just ridiculous. In fact, this guy, it was funny because someone was giving us a hard time, and he goes, "You want me to get my gun?" I go, No, we're good. We'll take care of it. He goes, "I got one in my car. I'll just go get it, and that guy will get off the." I go, I got it. Well, we're okay. We'll just call the police.
We'll let them handle it. The trained professional.
He was a great guy, though.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, but also like Zach then asked about gangs and asked about, there was a couple other things that were like raised in the episode. So I do think actually it's kind of cool to watch something with your kid and then
yeah. I mean for us it's just life,
right? But there's
I like that they have, like you said, they have different people from different it's
different life situations.
I mean, for a while there, you could say it's always been that way. No, it hasn't always been that way. Sometimes they would have actors and people that were just there to be seen and weren't playing the game. These are, to me, seem like real, genuine people. And I think they've done a great job the last 2 times with their cast. I think the third time is, I think that people go get to, let's get the all-girl alliance. Let's get the all-guy alliance. Let's do this a lot. I think you need to pick the people that you're going to go further in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
But in this case, I feel like the 3 girls that are like, hey, we should do like an all girls alliance and then add James. I think that's a good 3 girls to be working together.
Right.
Wait, which 3 of those again?
Lindsay.
I know it's Coco, but I can't.
It was Lindsay, Carla, and I have to look at the tribes. We had Lindsay, Carla, and Cassidy.
Oh, yes. Cassidy. So Zachary's favorite was Lindsay, and I was like, oh my God, she's the only one on here that's a mom that we know that has come out as a mom. And he's like, really? And I was like, yes. He was like, she's my favorite. And I was like, yeah.
Until she gets voted off, it'd be like, I never liked her.
Pretty much.
I was rooting for her to go since the first episode.
She was trouble.
In the chat, Miami Mike says, it's still shocking to me that they took a Paralympian with a prosthetic leg over a naked guy riding a Zamboni.
It is, because from what you can see, maybe I lost something too.
Yeah.
It was 31 degrees inside the rink that day.
I've seen the video. I'm good with not recapping it.
It was cold. Problem with the videos, I didn't put that first.
Yeah. You should put that first.
Yeah.
That should have been that should have been the selling point.
That first 5 seconds, that's what counts. That gives them enough time to see it before they hit the next button.
Yeah. Well, they weren't seeing anything. Oh, I'm sorry.
Speaking of like, watching this is like with Elizabeth or Ellie telling her story. And, I immediately saw where it was going. And, Zach kept going, why'd she die? Why'd she die? I was like, it was probably of a drug overdose, Zach.
Yep. Yeah, I could tell by the way she said, because she said there was a family issue.
A trauma, family
trauma,
and
and then I said,
drug
"Oh,
cope.
she drug overdose."
Yes, and I thought that too. And then, but I got to thoughtfully explain to him what a drug overdose was, and it was kind of nice. Like honestly, tonight was kind of nice. Like, mom son bonding where we had all these characters in a PG situation presenting their struggles, and I got to actually like respond to it. The toughest part, honestly, was me being like, "Wait for the commercial."
I love that you're having all of these moments with your son and explaining like prosthetics and the dangers of drugs, and we're having conversations with our kids going, you know what, Mastodon is totally overrated. They're not that good of a band. Like,
I will be a little upset because Zach comes home with an ass tattoo though.
Well,
right, I'm saying an 8.
Yeah. He wasn't fazed by that one, thankfully. Okay. He never asked any questions. He did ask questions why you would remove your tattoo. And I looked at him and I was like, because you don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
Well, the one from the back of the head, that had to hurt, right?
The other side of his face, yeah.
Well, no, he said he had one in the back of his head removed too.
Oh, I totally missed that. Yeah, that I do.
Yeah.
I mean, it had to hurt when it was being done.
I bet it was worse getting it removed.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? I mean, imagine having that past and having that trauma tied to your life, and then, you go to 2 like major schools and have a family. You can put up with it.
What he said, he was the first one to graduate college. Is that what he said?
And because he said, he said my family doesn't go to college. They did drugs.
They did drugs, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think they said like where he was from. You didn't go to college. You went to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was in jail and engaged.
Because I know Carla said that she was the first one to graduate high school.
Which we also, Zachary asked me about that too. So we also had a discussion about that. Like college is a newer generation thing, and because some people had to stay home and support their family. They just didn't have the opportunity to go to college.
Most jobs you didn't need a college education.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean,
there was a lot of labor jobs.
Now it's required.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes, it is a scam, but whatever.
But
the only thing he didn't ask me about, because he already had an understanding about, was the whole conversation about them all being in the LGBTQ community. Like he was like, yeah, and I was like, no, I didn't even say anything. He was unfazed. Like he got that. He was
because we are finally starting to hit that marker in life that we've hit the generation where it's like, that's just part of life. Because I think I made a comment like, oh, it's so good that that her wife's family accepted her. And he was just like, yeah. And
why wouldn't they accept her?
Right. And Zach is a kid, as Jack knows, Zach is a kid that if there's a question, he's going to ask it, even if he knows the answer to it. And he even looked at me like I was stupid. And I was like, all right, my job here is done.
Figured this out.
But
you want me to explain it to your mom?
Yeah. It was kind of basically that.
Let me draw you a picture, Mom.
Yeah.
Well, even with the prosthetic thing, he actually
I got it.
I see what you did there. Nobody's listening is gonna get it.
Of course, everyone listening is like going, "What are they talking about? Should I show the dinosaur?"
No, don't show the dinosaur.
Okay.
For everybody out there, Alex drew a dinosaur picture, and it looks like a dinosaur with a boner, a very big boner.
Yep. Dino-sized.
Yeah, that's Alex's dinosaur. He said it was a scatosaurus. If you see the 3, if you see the little, like that's skates. He's got skates under, but I mean, it's called he tried to sound out Scatosaurus. It's actually, unfortunately, it's Sexualsaurus.
Yeah, I was like, sex. Oh, I see what he did there. Okay.
Yeah. Really, that's just spelling with a little more.
Yeah, I think it was a K on next.
Yesterday he was so innocent. I'm pushing him on the swing. The next day he's drawing porn
dinosaurs.
It happens
porn
overnight.
Dino
That's
porn.
just how it happens overnight.
Overnight. Swing set to dino porn right away. Sorry for anybody not watching. You just missed the picture of.
You can always watch it tomorrow.
That's very true.
You just
At the
click on it.
50-ish
Or
minute mark,
you
49
could use
mark.
your imagination and
Yeah.
draw your own dino boat.
I don't have an imagination anymore.
It could be a group activity.
Anyway, moving on.
Class act.
Any last
Classy.
thoughts about the actual episode? Oh, Miami Mike Tyrannosaurus sex.
I thought it was good. I just don't like the 2-hour ones because they're just. I mean, they really start hitting you with those commercials at the end.
Yeah.
They'll hit a moment where someone opens up and you go, huh. And then you're watching a Target commercial or whatever
All
the
over
commercial
again.
is.
Yep.
It's like,
Yeah,
it's
it
like
is tough.
let me enjoy let that sink in for a second before you try to sell me some socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, dude, we just literally talked about this girl's like beautiful older sister who lost her life to a drug overdose, and now you're trying to sell me underwear. It's weird.
Yeah, exactly.
It's weird.
So anyway, that would be my complaint. But overall I liked it.
Yeah, I'm excited
Jeff-
about the cat.
And Jeff looked like he had special lighting.
Yeah, well, that's because Jeff's not, 40 anymore.
Yeah, I go, did he get? I was wondering if he got some
I feel like he got a little
Botox.
Yeah, maybe a little.
He looks
something.
better than he usually looks.
And but he was saying, I was just getting the tattoos removed.
He too had tattoos removed to remove any evidence of his thug life.
He was in the dimple gang. So that's if Jeff's listening. I don't want to get him mad.
I know. Right?
What do I care? It's not like he's picked me for Survivor.
Yeah, he wouldn't even remember your name if he did.
I know exactly.
Who are you?
I don't know.
You in the hat.
You with no hair.
What? How did you get here? What are you doing?
Is it a mistake?
All right. Moving on to the tally the vote and the preseason picks. As far as Mariah goes, Jamie had final 3. Jack and I had merged. So nobody gets any points this week.
Well, at least it's not my final 3. Jeez, that's brutal.
That is brutal.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
As we know, I do have the chef's curse on this. So
Very true.
You better get ready to kiss both Jesse and James goodbye. Well, they'll be next.
All right. Do you guys want to do who's going home next week, or do you want to do winners pick first?
Whatever you want to do.
You
Mike says
literally
his girlfriend
giving
said he
you
had a
guys
filter on him.
probably. I mean, I would get a filter too. All right. Pick. Who wants who?
I'm going to go Ryan as my final pick.
Your winner's pick. Okay.
My winner's pick, yeah. He's smart and he's athletic. He's got a great story. Seems like he's got a good personality. I'm going to pick him.
All right.
Oh, I love this, but I have to pick somebody different now by default. But I love that pick for the record. Jamie, do you have a winner's pick or?
Yeah, you know what? I'm sticking with Jesse. I have faith in this kid.
All right. Jesse.
He's
And
a friend.
for the sake of the long game, I'll go with Ellie, and that's only because I do think she's going to be the merge vote, and I think that I'll have a better idea of who could possibly be going by the time she gets voted out a couple of episodes down. So this is a purely strategic vote. All right, who do we think is going home next week? Jamie, can I start with you?
Sure. I'm gonna go with Dwight.
Okay, Jack.
I'm going with Dwight just only because they know he doesn't have a vote.
That's a good pick.
Yeah,
I am going to go with Justine.
All right.
I get those vibes, and that's all there is to it.
So you're angry. You're angry with Justin.
Yes.
They'll freeze to death without Justin.
She can go borrow her parents' Lexus and fix it. Drive on.
Maybe it's too bad they still don't have luxury on him. She could have brought the door.
This is my proudest moment.
The door, it goes with me everywhere.
Just carries the door.
Oh my God.
I even tinted the window.
Oh my God. All right. On that note, everybody, good talk. Glad that we got this in tonight. My son.
Oh, and for anyone listening, Amazing Race will be out Friday.
All right.
There we go. Friday. Subscribe to the theme. The theme.
Do it.
Yes. Or if you listen to the Jay and Jack Whole Enchilada feed, this and
is that still around?
Yes, of course it's still around.
I don't know.
This and Amazing Race will both be on there.
Okay.
So there we go. Woo! All right. We do not have any emails. However,
oh, come on.
I know, man. Let me check.
What?
I actually closed it out a few minutes ago. Let me just make sure we didn't get any very, very last minute emails.
If Mandy didn't send an email, she gets blocked.
Seriously, Mandy, where are you? Victoria, what's going on with your life, girl?
We haven't heard from Victoria, and
What's happening?
I think she got fed up with Survivor.
Well, yeah.
Well, we didn't hear from her all last year, did we?
We heard from her once, I think.
Did we? Okay.
But however, Survivor was we had a couple of frustrating years. Those 2019 years were tough.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, if you would like to send us an email because you can't make it to the live stream, we would absolutely love to hear from you. And our email is survivorjjc with Jamie, Jack, and no, wait, I'm so sorry. I was reading the chat and not paying attention. survivorjjc@gmail.com. What I was reading was Elena said, good picks, y'all. Thank you, Elena.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Anyway, survivorjjc@gmail.com. We love feedback. We do really like it. Again,
only if it's positive.
No, feedback is constructive criticism as well. But remember, keep in mind that our original thesis statement stands when we started the podcast is our knowledge is in a different island, and that would be the one on Lost. So,
Yeah, exactly. People are probably thinking you didn't even know what you're talking about there either.
No,
you were sellouts.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, all right. Thank you to the patrons, especially the ones that contribute a certain level, and that would be Eckhart Rigner, Tack from Tokyo/France, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with a Plan, and Ed the Creepy Mailman. If you would like to become a patron, you can go to jayandjack.com. I'm sorry, patreon.com/jayandjack or jayandjack.com and click on the patron link at the top corner of the page. Thank you to everybody that joined us in the chat tonight. We appreciate it. We would really love
except for Mike.
He did have the Tyrannosaurus sex joke, and that was pretty good.
Solid.
Solid.
At least there was no Gott.
Oh, yeah. Where is David Gott?
It's too late for him.
It's too late for me, to be honest.
Yeah, I got to get up in a few hours.
Yeah. So let's wrap this up. Any last thoughts, anybody out there?
None for me.
My co-host.
No.
Nope. All right. Well, on that note, thanks everybody again for joining us. We'll see you next week, approximately 15 minutes after the episode finishes airing. And I think it's going to be a really fun season. I think it's going to be character-driven. I don't think we're necessarily going to get a lot of, gameplay, but we'll see.
I like the gameplay, so we can have both.
Yeah.
Maybe some both.
I love when there's gameplay.
Everyone seemed a little cautious today.
Everyone seemed cautious, and everyone seemed to do the thing where they were like, well, on the last 2 seasons, they did this. So I think that's what we're doing here. And I never particularly enjoy when people play that way, which is why I did appreciate Stabler, what's his name? Gabler, thank you. Which is why I appreciated Gabler so much, where he was like, you know what, I'm just going to try to be a chaotic agent.
Just going to do it my own way. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so I did.
I don't want to win.
I don't like winning.
Yeah, that's true too. Well, you know what? I'm going to leave it at that because as my
you should have cut him off when you had a chance.
I should have cut him off when I had a chance.
You should have Lorena Bobbitt him.
All right. Well, I'm not even going to read the Triceratops. All right, Did. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful day. We will see you next week. Check out the other shows on the network. Amazing Race is on Friday. Ramblecast After Dark is also on Friday. Tomorrow Night Live, Friday probably. And then the broadcast will also be out on Friday. Wow, what a Friday we have. Woo!
Woo! Oversaturating Friday.
Yeah. You know what? There's nothing like Friday. Yay! Woo! All right, good night. Bye. My name is Khalid.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Jack.
Peace out, everybody.